OK, Chelsea have named a 28-player squad for their Club World Cup campaign. Now, you can see the full list on the Sky Sports app and website. These are a few of the headlines from it. Now, included in the squad are summer signings. So, Liam Delap will be going, as will Dario Esugo, Mamadou Sarr and Mike Penders as well. Now, what about absentees? Well, we know that Jadon Sancho has not had the buy option triggered in his loan from Manchester United. He's no longer part of the Chelsea setup. Also not included, Raheem Sterling, Armando Broja, João Felix, Axel Disasi, Ben Chilwell and Georgi Petrovic. So there you go. 4 new summer signings will be involved in the Club World Cup. And as you mentioned, Sky Sports app and website for the full list as well.
Chelsea fans, here's your latest Chelsea news. Kicking things off, Matt Law has reported that Sterling, João Felix and Axel Disasi will not be going to the Club World Cup. S. Johnson Sport has reported that Christopher Nkunku has made Chelsea's Club World Cup squad despite the fact he is expected to leave this summer. Matt Law also reported lots of questions on Kendry Paez. He will be joining Strasbourg on loan, whereas the other 3 incoming players of Delap, Sarr and Esugo have been signed to go straight into Chelsea's first team squad. Matt Law also reported an exclusive saying goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic has not been included for Chelsea's Club World Cup squad. Chelsea have decided to not take on any player who has spent the season out on loan, other than Andre Santos, as they see the Club World Cup as a continuation of the 24-25 season. He goes on to report that Petrovic's future is now in some doubt. It will be up to the player to decide whether he wants regular first team football or not. Tom Bogart and Ben Jacobs have reported that Georgi Petrovic is expected to leave Chelsea this summer, but an exit isn't straightforward. Petrovic previously sold his image rights to another party, a situation that would likely need to be resolved before any potential transfer. And lastly, Fabrizio Romano had reported that Chelsea are not so convinced to go for Mike Maignan later on in the window, as they saw it as an opportunity for the Club World Cup. Unless Milan changes their assessment, I think the deal is off. When it comes to Paez going on loan to Strasbourg and Sterling, João Felix, Axel Disasi being left out of the Club World Cup squad, I think this is a really good move. What is really baffling is that Chelsea didn't get Mike Maignan deal over the line over the sake of £4 million, and now they're looking to offload Petrovic. And even though the summer transfer window reopens in 6 days, it looks like Chelsea aren't going to be pursuing Mike Maignan any further. I do find it very interesting that Christopher Nkunku has made the Club World Cup squad, considering he is one of the players expected to leave this summer. So this means if Petrovic leaves this summer, we don't go and secure Mike Maignan in the second window. That means we have Robert Sanchez and Jorgensen as number 1 and 2 going into next season. And I personally don't feel that that's good enough. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on Georgi Petrovic being sold this summer transfer window, considering Chelsea fans wanted him as our number 1 next season? What are your thoughts on Sanchez and Jorgensen being our 1 and 2 going into next season? What are your thoughts on Kendry Paez going on loan to Strasbourg? Do you think this is a good move by Chelsea or a bad decision? And lastly, what are your thoughts on the Mike Maignan deal falling through and Chelsea not pursuing it in the second window? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. And if you are new around here, make sure you hit that follow button.
Chelsea have finally released their Club World Cup squad, and here is everything you need to know about it. First thing we need to talk about is the players that are not in the squad, and we'll just go through them. First of all, João Felix. I think that's completely fine. I don't see him having a future at Chelsea at all, so that's good. Georgi Petrovic is omitted from the squad. I'm going to show you something in 1 second that is pretty groundbreaking about that. Raheem Sterling, of course, in the same category as João Felix. Don't really want to see him play for Chelsea again. Axel Disasi, again, I don't think he has a future at the club. Ben Chilwell, exact same. Kendry Paez, I actually think that was a bit of a shame that he's not in the squad. I thought he would be great to fill in for Cole Palmer in those group stage games, but we move on. If he's going to loan on Strasbourg, then that's that. And then Renato Vega, I think he needs to just kind of leave the club. He doesn't quite have a role in the team for me. But let's see the reason why Petrovic is not in the squad. Breaking, Petrovic has asked to be left out of Chelsea's Club World Cup squad, as making it clear he wants to focus on the future in the summer. And the extended part of this article was telling us that he wants to be a guaranteed number 1. He doesn't want to be somewhere in consideration for the number 1 spot as a goalkeeper. Let's look at the squad. Just before I show you the squad, make sure to follow for daily Chelsea content at Me in the World. Delap, Jackson and Gu are our strikers. Delap, I'm really excited to see. And Jackson and Gu, again, I just want to see them play in this tournament. Neto, Madueke and Georgia are kind of main wingers both sides. I'm fairly happy with that. It would have been nice to have someone like Gittins on the board, but we have bought in Nkunku. Maybe that's get his price up, and also he can offer something on the left-hand side. Not a lot, but he can offer. And then Palmer and then Dewsbury Hall as this sub. I'm very happy attacking midfielder-wise. Midfield-wise, I'm really happy with Caicedo and Lavia, and then I'm really happy with Enzo Fernandez, Santos, and then Esugo. I think that's a midfield that I want to see a lot of rotation in and a lot of promise there. Cucurella, our only left-back, has always been an issue, but we'll just leave that there. We've got James Gusto and Achi and Pong kind of in the right-back role, and then we've got 6 centre-backs. It is overkill, but it'll be interesting to try different combinations out. And the goalkeepers is what we'll have to deal with, because we didn't want to sign Maignan, and obviously Petrovic doesn't want to be in the squad. So we'll have to see if Sanchez can continue his good run of form. It's an interesting one. Let me know your thoughts and hit follow.
Once again, it looks like Robert Sanchez is going to be the number one goalkeeper. How on earth is that allowed? How on earth, by the way, are Chelsea not even giving Petrovic an opportunity to show what he can do in the Club World Cup? The bare minimum he's earned from his season at Strasbourg is an opportunity to showcase what he can do in the Club World Cup. How on earth does Maresca know whether this guy can be the number one next season if he's not even being given the opportunity to look at him? Not at all. So we're going to be looking at Robert Sanchez, who we know is shit, Jorgensen, who we know is not good enough, and then Mike Penders, who may or may not play a game in the Club World Cup and is 19 years old. We'll have a look at him as well. It's absolutely baffling. I'll tell you what as well, by the way. I can guarantee one of the reasons that Chelsea are looking to sell Petrovic is because there's a pay rise has come into effect in his deal. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the thinking behind it as well. There's a pay rise coming into effect in this deal. There's also a release clause in there. And yeah, it's honestly baffling. But the club briefings yesterday were even more embarrassing. You know, seriously, there's serious issues in terms of communication and the information that the club are putting out there. You know, it's mad. The end line is, at the end of the day, guys, is that we have once again looked amateurish on so many levels because of how public we have been with our media briefs and updates. We just look like complete and utter idiots. Complete and utter idiots. You know, and the club briefings yesterday were an absolute embarrassment. Chelsea rate all 4 goalkeepers. They're going to evaluate them at the Club World Cup. We're not looking to sign a goalkeeper. Maresca wants Manyan, wants a new goalkeeper, believes, you know, he wants someone with different distribution. Chelsea have now pulled out of a Manyan deal. Maresca didn't ask for him. Chelsea are happy and trust all their goalkeepers. Petrovic, all 4 goalkeepers will get a chance to battle for the number 1 spot. And then, this is all in the same day, by the way. Chelsea have now omitted Petrovic from the Club World Cup squad. He has lots of interest from clubs. We as fans are not idiots. We are not idiots. You know, we can see exactly what's going on here, and we are being treated like complete and utter mugs. And to make things worse, not only is Petrovic not in the squad, they've put Christopher Nkunku in there, who is actively looking to leave the club and has no future at Chelsea whatsoever. I really don't know what to say about this anymore, but the fact that your best goalkeeper on the books, you're not even going to give him a look in at the Club World Cup is baffling. An absolutely baffling decision. And it's the latest of just what on earth is going on here? What on earth is going on here? Because unless Chelsea have got plans to go and sign another goalkeeper this summer, it very much seems that Robert Sanchez once again is going to be the number 1. Now, I know it's a long summer ahead and there's a lot of twists and turns that could happen. And, you know, obviously it's been reported we're not going to go back in for Manyan this summer, but you never know what's going to happen in football. I wouldn't hold your hopes about that. I mean, guys, prepare yourselves. I reckon there's a big bidding coming for James Trafford. Former Manchester City Academy goalkeeper, had a good season at Burnley last year. I can guarantee that is something that is being strongly considered. And it can't be ruled out that Chelsea are going to make a big bid for James Trafford. It really wouldn't be a surprise, would it? But, I mean, nothing surprises me at Chelsea, but I really thought there would be an opportunity for Petrovic to impress. I really thought there would be. But it looks like some things never change. It looks like something never changed. I don't know what he's got, what Sanchez has got on Maresca and on the club. I've got no idea. But once again, an enormous red flag, because an opportunity was presented to make a quality signing, and again, we bottled it. And then we followed that up with embarrassing gaslighting briefs that he was always a market opportunity rather than a definitive target. It's bullshit. Utter bullshit. And now our best goalkeeper is going to be sold this summer, and the goalkeeping position is an absolute mess. Well done to all involved. Congratulations. But don't worry, guys. We saved £4 million, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. We saved £4 million. But we should be happy. Don't worry that we bottled a top goalkeeper. Don't worry that Petrovic is now going to be sold. Guys, we saved 4 million. And that's what it's all about, people. That is what it's all about.